It's your favorite part of the week. It's time for Tech Friday. Welcome on in. Good to see you. We're going to be talking about Meld and Rode and Microsoft, DaVinci Resolve, just a bunch of new things, all sort of splashed together for your enjoyment. First up is going to be Meld Studio. If you don't know about Meld, they are a competitor to OBS in the streaming space. They released a tool called Spark, and it's an AI tool. I know. And so here is their site. And the idea is you type what you want, it makes what you want. Their videos on it are very much, we're not here to replace artists type thing. In fact, you can use art from artists and put it in. It's still AI. That doesn't stop it from being AI. But here's all their website, or here's their website about Spark and all the things you can do in an instant, and then the payment plans. Like, I'm glad Meld has a product to charge for, because the basic Meld Studio is free, and you know that basic thing without the AI is fine. And you don't have to use the AI. I also need to give that disclaimer. You don't have to use this. It's just an option on the side. I'd rather not see it, but it's there. And if you want to, there are Spark Pro and Spark Max plans, though you do get, there is a free plan should you be interested. And there's a whole fact down here. So let's talk about this. I have a rant. You can read it all on Blue Sky. I'll post it here. There you go. And in this rant, I point out that now your aesthetic is whatever the AI produces for you, and it's going to wind up looking the same as everyone else's. Just you can modify it only so much before you should either look into doing it yourself or hire someone to do it for you. And we see this already with AI generated websites, that they all have this same look to them. And why do they look the same? Because these looks that the AI generated websites come up with are popular things done to human-made websites, so it just kind of mixes those together and regurgitates it. So if you see a website that has purple letters, a black background, kind of white text, sometimes that's going to be an AI site, sometimes not. But it's generally what AI is going to spit out as a good-looking website. And I think we're going to run into the same trap with Spark. Just you're going to type in, you want a certain widget, you want to have these colors. Well, it's going to look a lot like someone else who also wants that same widget on their stream. And you're kind of taking away what makes you, the individual streamer, valuable. And then sometimes I see the comments of, imagine AI thing gets you 90% of the way there, and you only have to do 10% of the work. And to that I say, I imagine that you don't have time to be a streamer. You don't have time to make an overlay or hire an artist and approve the overlay and add things that are you to it. You just don't have the time. Counterpoint, the same can be said of thousands of websites using the same WordPress theme. No, not an argument in favor of AI, just kind of all looks the same point. Yeah, or just don't use an overlay. Plenty of streamers don't. Yeah. So yeah, and then a lot of people use the same WordPress theme. That doesn't mean it's AI. It just means it looks good. And that gets into the other point of, and hi Nick, welcome on in. That gets into the other point of muddying the waters of, is the thing AI or not? Because it's taking the popular things that everyone kind of uses and then regurgitating them into other things, and then everything, just the sameness continues on. And then we have people who are ready to anything they suspect without proof is AI. People will instantly come down on you and judge you without any shred of evidence that you had used AI. And this just further, muddies the water, as we say. Price Colin, hello, welcome on in. And why? Because AI was trained on human creativity. And if you use the same WordPress theme, you like what you like, right? That's fine. Not, if everyone likes the same theme, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that because AI sees that and it mixes it up, it makes it harder for us to know about you. It's like, then you have to, then having is this AI is more to the from your brain than it should actually ever have to be. Same thing happens with writers, where AI uses some grammar structure, and then someone goes, oh, they used M dashes, so clearly that's AI. No, not necessarily. That doesn't mean a thing. It's just doesn't mean anything. I should say it means something. It just doesn't mean that it's AI. And so that's kind of my problem with things like Sparks. Like, yeah, I can see where, you can make a thing. And what also Sparks does, if it really catches on, it will take out the need for these third-party bots like StreamerBot, like Mix It Up, and those type of bots, because you can just type in a prompt and have Meld spit that out without having to know anything about these other bots. And what's the need for them then? Oh, it's really taking all the joy out of our internet. Yeah, and like Nick brings up, thousands of people do use the same WordPress theme, and that's fine. Again, I'm not gonna, I use a lot of Canva. I'm sure I've used backgrounds that thousands of other people have used in my thumbnails. But the difference is I made that choice myself, and I'm saying I like this, or this is fun to me, not this is what this thing tells me I should do. It's intention, y'all. Just like in journaling and PKMs, it's all about intention. And going through. Hey Rex, welcome on in. Doing a little rant about Meld's AI thing called Sparks. And again, I want to be clear, you don't have to use Sparks. It's just going to be in Meld. It's a little icon on the side. You can choose to click it or not. Not being forced on you, though they would love you to use it. And they would love for you to pay for a tier of it. You don't have to. Meld still functions perfectly fine. And the base Meld without the AI stuff is pretty good. Like the punk rock background here you have, it is intentionally speaks volumes. Thanks, Rex. I appreciate that. It amuses me to no end, so it stays until I think of something else I like. But yeah, AI isn't going to make this. AI doesn't know that I think this is clever and fun. So, moving along, if you want to talk more about it, let's, by all means, put more comments in chat. But I want to kind of get that out of the way up front, talk about it, because it's a big thing. Again, look at my blue sky rant, it's all there. And at the same time, I'm also not going to say don't use Meld. I'm just saying don't use Sparks in Meld, because Meld is a good product, just that it has this AI bit now. And a lot of things we use have AI bits that you can ignore in them. And kind of loosely connected, and we'll get to how it's loosely connected in a moment, is Rode. Rode posted a video of their NAB announcements. NAB is the National Association of Broadcasters, and every year they have a big conference where you get to see what's upcoming for broadcasters. And now we have, some things that are going to be for streamers and podcasters and things like that. So NAB is happening this weekend. So we'll be talking about all the things that apply to streamers and that maybe we can use with our actual plays and things like that next week, so we can have all the stories. However, yesterday, Rode posted a video of all their announcements. So I'm going to link that here. Watch this video after this, of course. Bookmark it. But there's their video going over everything. They have new wearable mics, kind of like this guy, with using a new capsule mic technology they say is better sound and all that. And they touch on some of the technical details, but their new mics. They're kind of squarish. You attach them. You can even have a lapel mic on them, and it does the transmitter receiver thing. So 2 transmitters to a receiver, and they want these to be popular with podcasters and broadcasters and everyone making that type of content. And they have a bunch of technical details. 32-bit flow, all the popular things. So brand new mic system from Rode. They also have some new mic arms coming out, which actually look neat. They have a kind of a low profile one that had a lot of, connecty arm bits to it. And then one that can sit just sort of on your desk and doesn't need to be clamped to the desk, but can sit on top. So let's see here. There was that. There was the mic arm. And they also announced something called Rode Studio. I think it was called Rode Studio. Don't quote me on that. Just watch the video, see whatever they name it. And that is where the AI comes in for Rode, is that they have this new thing where you can edit and make all these. Yeah, it's like an editing suite, but by Rode, and you can, again, type in a prompt of what you need. It will take the voices that you record. It'll make transcripts. That's kind of their Rode's focus on this was more, hey, if you want to make a good sounding transcript, you want to edit the audio, here's our thing that has a bit of AI in it that helps take care of all that for you. So a bunch of stuff coming our way from Rode. And as we get more individual announcements on these things as Rode releases them, we'll talk about them in future Tech Fridays. All right, next up, let's talk about Microsoft. Due to the RAM shortages, they're raising the prices of the Surface. So as you can see, because of the RAM shortage crisis due to AI, their flagships are now up to $500 more expensive than they were at launch. And a little bit of irony, as Microsoft is one of the big companies that, of course, pushes their Copilot AI, and so they helped cause the RAM shortage. And it's like, guys, what are you doing? Stop it. So now, Surface, I have an older Surface. I really like it. I like Surface laptop. They're great. But now that they have the price increase due to RAM shortage, they're not the best value anymore. Even against other Windows machines currently that have that, other companies like Dell, like Lenovo, who haven't had to increase their prices quite as much yet due to RAM shortage. And the big winner here, once again, is going to be Apple, because they kept everything in-house and they have a bucket of chips that they made. And, they have MacBook Neos, which we'll get to MacBook Neos in just a minute. And so they haven't had to raise their prices as much as this either. And ultimately, this just hurts Microsoft and Surfaces, because you're going to go to a store, see that you're just not getting as great a machine as you once were for the price. And speaking of Surfaces, there's of course going to be new Microsoft Surfaces that these are going to only be incremental upgrades. However, it's going to be at the premium pricing still because RAM shortages. But there are new. If you want to see some of the details, go to that link I just put in chat, and you can see all the details that are probably going to be coming with the new Surface Pros. And to sort of sweeten the pot and make it interesting for people to actually get a Surface, and to combat the MacBook Neo, the MacBook Neo success, I suppose, Microsoft is offering a college deal. You can get discount on some machines, a free year of Microsoft Office, and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for new customers only. And all the details are in this Engadget article. Did I give you the right one, or did I just post the same article again? Hold on. Copy and paste should work. There we go. That article. Go there. And it's not really that great of a deal. I mean, there's already a lot of alternatives to Office that are getting popular. It's only a year of Game Pass. College is 4 years, so if you're tempting the college kid, they're not going to be able to afford those other 3 years of Game Pass. You don't give them any break on that. A little bit of a break on a price is great on the machine, but your machine is still overpriced because of RAM shortages. But again, if that is attractive to you and you want a Windows laptop, Microsoft has some deals for you. But again, I don't think it cuts into the value proposition of the MacBook Neo, at least not enough. And we still haven't seen a Windows PC Maker response to the MacBook Neo. Now, we probably will in a few months once they have time to make machines and make announcements and all of that right now. And this isn't Surface specific. You're getting a Windows machine, so maybe you can get a good deal out of it with something from HP or Asus or Lenovo, anything like that. So perhaps there's a good deal to be found. But if you can get a MacBook Neo, it's still tempting, which MacBook Neos are now sold out until sometime in May. So if you're looking for a new laptop, you might want to wait a bit and see what's coming in the next few months, especially as makers of Windows laptops actually have some sort of realistic response to the MacBook Neo. But otherwise, MacBook Neo is a great value if you can get one now. So if you really want one, get in on. If you really want a MacBook Neo, get in on any waiting list you can, and it'll be next month before you can actually get your hands on it. All right, moving along, we have some photo and animation software announcements going on. DaVinci Resolve now challenges Adobe Lightroom. There are some AI features with this, but they have a bunch of AI tools, right? And they're the things you kind of think they would have. Why isn't my... Oh, wait. No, that doesn't make sense. My button isn't buttoning. So, as you can see, bunch of AI things, blah, 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 blah. But they have new photo modes. They still have their very high-end color grading thing. This is what DaVinci Resolve was originally built on before they made it a video editor and everything. It was the best color grading software you could probably get. But now they have this, they made a new fancy node editor. You can crop and reframe your photos, organize images, image capture. You know, you have all these great things. And then they also improved the editor, the video editing stuff as well. And the new photo stuff is meant to directly compete with Adobe Lightroom. And on top of that, it's DaVinci Resolve, so it's free. And that's pretty great. I use DaVinci Resolve to edit all my videos, everything. I really like it. And if you're looking to do a little more advanced photo thingies with the tool and you don't want to pay Adobe prices, check out what DaVinci Resolve has on offer. And to kind of go with that, there are two pieces of animation software I want to point out. I'm about to sneeze. One moment. Sneeze break. Okay. There we go. Excuse me. Apologies. All right. Animation software. So there is Canva purchased a thing called I haven't had time to try these because I just found out about them earlier today. But Canva has one called Calvary. Yeah. That's all here. Apparently Canva bought it up. So they have the Affinity suite, and now they have the Calvary Studio. Again, you can download for free. It said accept cookies. Okay. Motion design reinvented. See what it all does. And yeah, it's free for individuals because Canva decided to release it free. It's been available for a while. As it says here, it's free 2D animation software, professional features. It looks pretty great. So if you're looking to do some animation, try this out. Or you could try out an After Effects competitor by a company called Maxon called Autograph. Again, free for individuals. Just don't download it. Try downloading it on April 20th between those times because they're having site maintenance. But yeah, if you want a free solution, you want to do After Effects motions and animation, check out Autograph. You can do compositing, rotoscoping, and tracking. They offer plugins, and again, it's free. And I'll get that link in the chat for you all right there. So yeah, it's great that now we have these other animation softwares that are probably easier to use than other animation software we've had access to for free before. They kind of took some of what After Effects does and goes, that's a good idea. We can do some good ideas with that too, and threw them out there. So it's wonderful. I hope to see lots of stuff made using these tools because I think that's just great that we have these. So now you can do more of this type of stuff with DaVinci Resolve. And now we have Autograph and Calvary. So take your pick and try and bit both. And just by looking at screenshots, they do seem a little easier to use than other free animation software I've seen available for everybody. All right, let's move along to Deck Blue, which has released version 2.21. 0.1 was released, I think, earlier today, but their blog, so they have, here's their blue sky to what is new in the 0.1 part of 21.1. And here is the 2.21 to read all the improvements going in. So yeah, proper changelog. And you can see that, so Deck Blue is like what TweetDeck was for Twitter. Deck Blue is for Blue Sky. I use it all the time. When you see a Blue Sky post that pops up and it's a different time zone than I usually post things, I probably scheduled it in using Deck Blue. But new profile user experience, like repost. and reposted reposts. Nice. Some fixes. And then here's 2.21.1, even more things. So if you like Blue Sky, you want a little more functionality out of it, you like big column views of all your Blue Sky going on, definitely check out Deck Blue. And Deck Blue is just one person, so if you can support them, please do so. It's an amazing service. They work hard at it, and like I said, I use it almost every day. All right, moving on to Spotify. They had an announcement. They're expanding into printed books, which, okay, they are partnering with bookshop.org and with their service called PageMatch. Oh, no, sorry. PageMatch allows listeners to move seamlessly between audiobooks and the printed ebook edition. So the ebook, and it follows along, the words follow the text, that type of thing. But you can actually get the book now too. So if that's of interest, if you're still using Spotify, by all means, check it out. Their audiobook plan is still, or I don't know if they have a paid one that's more hours, but it's still only 15 hours a month, which if you listen to audiobooks like I listen to audiobooks, 15 hours a month is laughable, especially when one book is way more than 15 hours. But yeah, I do like that they partnered with bookshop.org because they're a great site. And they have a page match feature, which is also kind of nice. I'll give them props there for that. It just struck me as so odd that Spotify and now books. What is happening? Printed books via Spotify. That seems weird. But yeah, so get your digital books, get it matched up with the audiobooks. If that's a feature you need, you can now do that via Spotify. All right. And this next one is thanks to Nick, who pointed this out in my Discord. It is a SQL or SQL to Markdown. So if you know what SQL is and you use it, you can now convert those things to Markdown, which is great. I don't know what it is other than, you make databases, talk to each other with it, but it's on GitHub. You can download it, pre-alpha, use it at your own risk, but that transforms it into Markdown is lovely. And I encourage Markdown for everything. So anything that gets it to Markdown, I will talk about and see all the details here. And if you understand them, let me know, because I sure don't. Okay. And thank you, Nick, for posting about that. Great. And if you want to provide more context to it, by all means, go for it. All right. I want to talk about a couple TTRPG things because friends are involved in Kickstarters. And then first up, Mimics and Misfits, I actually said it right, is kickstarting a system called Duality, and here's their page for that. Looks really fun. If you go to the Chaotic Wholesome, it'll probably be up on their YouTube, but they have a actual play with it using a 2d6 fail forward system. And so if you want to see how it runs, definitely check out the actual play going on with Chaotic Wholesome Presents and check it out. Well worth backing. And the other project by Josh Simons, who is excellent being, is Paragon's RPG, has a starter kit they are trying to fund. Here's that. Paragon's, the role-playing game, came out last year, I believe, and now they're making a starter kit for it. It's a pretty good game. I have the book over in my book selection shelf. And so, yeah, go check out all the rewards and help out another cool creator doing cool things and see all their stretch goals here. And this looks like it will be a very neat starter set. So if you want to play superheroes, check out Paragons. That'd be amazing. And that wraps it up for Tech Friday today. Oh boy. So, if you're watching this VOD on YouTube, I'll see you next week. Thank you for coming in. Make sure you like and subscribe. They're right down there. You just move the mouse and you click them and you're done. It's free. We like free. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, do the things, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for being here.